Hey there. I'm live. Oh, hey, exciting. Welcome to episode number 2 of the new Uncle Tom's Cabin Show. Weekly visit talking about my books and talking about other people's books and politics and music and anything else you want to talk about. So it's been a long time coming. I've been meaning to do this forever. And it's a great way to communicate. Now, I'm still learning a whole lot about it. My mentor, Dale, is teaching me all about this. He's got a new book out called Authors and YouTube or something like that. But it's chock full of great ideas, and I'm learning. And one of the things I need to do is get 50 subscribers or 50 people to like the page. So if you could please do that, that would make I would really appreciate it very much. You just basically click the thumbs up or subscribe. I see the buttons there and like that. So getting into this, and I'm a former video editor doing television commercials and stuff like that. So I know a little bit about that. But most of this stuff is just going to be straight up live and like that. So as many of you know, I'm an award-winning author living here on the Emerald Coast and now have 29 books. I've got a brand new book out called Dark Open Sky. We're going to talk about that. And started this journey about 5 years ago or so, and independently published, former magazine editor and columnist and reviewer, product reviewer in the professional audio and video space. Covering television, motion pictures, and such like that. I'm the former editor of Government Video Magazine, and like that. So that's a little bit about me. If you've got questions and or comments and or want to join the discussion, you can do that. We're exploring Zoom and stuff, so we can make this kind of a two-way conversation. But you can also just use the chat feature down there in that corner and post your questions and such like that. And hopefully we'll eventually get an actual viewer. Boy, that would be exciting, wouldn't it? At any rate, so 5 years ago, I discovered basically my first book was Mr. Mulligan, the life of champion armless golfer Tommy McAuliffe, who was my grandfather. Was in Ripley's Believe It or Not a couple of times, played with Arnold Palmer, Walter Hagen, Bobby Jones, and traveled the country. I found out later, traveled the country in the 40s doing positive thinking talks, especially worked with the veterans. His motto was basically, there's no handicap in life except the one that's in your mind. And so that book, we're actually talking with a couple of different companies about maybe making it into a movie. That's be kind of exciting. So you can visit me at www.authortommcauliffe, MCAULIFFE, authortommcauliffe.com, www.authortommcauliffe.com. Come on by, check out my new books. Let's talk a little bit about my new book, Dark Open Sky. Very exciting. The Disappearance of Flight MH370. You can get your own signed copy at my website. And as you may or may not know, the Malaysian government has just inked a deal with, I think it's Ocean Ventures, $70 million reward for any debris found on the ocean floor. We've talked about this before, and I write about it in my books. I always try to have a very strong, positive female protagonist, but I'm big on space, and I think instead of going to Mars, we ought to take a look at inner space. It's crazy to me that we know more about the surface of Mars or the moon than we do about the floor of our own ocean. Now estimated only 5 to 7% of the ocean floor has been mapped. And the Chinese are all over this. But we're going to talk about that because I did another book about that. But Dark Open Sky, the Malaysian government, $70 million. They were out there back in March. AI is, another example of how AI is changing fundamentally. They've got robotic submarines now that can stay under for, I want to say, a full day. And just do their thing back and forth using side scan radar or sonar and looking for stuff. And I think eventually we'll find it, but that's not a little bit what Dark Open Sky is about. Dark Open Sky puts forth the premise that this was planned. Most people don't know the fact that there were cutting edge 20 AI chip engineers on the plane headed to a company-sponsored vacation in China, and basically he put them all to sleep and pretended like he was ditching the plane, and then skipped along the surface of the ocean at 100 feet and wound up in Diego Garcia, where he basically delivered the chip and the software and himself in exchange for $1 million a year and a new identity in Las Vegas. And they assassinated him there on the tarmac. And even though it is a pseudo-fictional account, which I'm exploring the genre of a lot, where we take a little bit of real world events, and then we kind of extrapolate what we think happened. We do some research, we talk to some people, and then we weave together a story that's half fiction, half not fiction. And I think it's an exciting thing. And of course, I'm not the first to do it. Connor S. Thompson, Tom Wolfe, and some of the other authors have done that for a long time. But I think you'll enjoy it. It's kind of thick. Wow. It's 300 pages. And all of my books have images in it. Some people don't like that, but I think it helps tell the story. And you'll see that my books usually have, a fair amount of the map, for example. And then towards the end, there's always some information, further reading, for example, as well as some of my other books. Here's a wonderful sidebar that I include. And I do that sometimes. I try not to do info dumps. A lot of authors basically will just do an info dump to fill pages. With the cost of printing and the cost of paper, I think brevity is going to become a lot more popular. But here's a wonderful sidebar on the Boeing 777, which was the airplane MH370. And those people were just put to sleep via hypoxia and the oxygen system. At any rate, I do think that it bothers me. I don't like total mysteries like that. And the idea that, a plane with almost 250 people can just disappear off the face of the planet without a trace. I don't like that. And I think a lot of other people don't like that. And so I encourage the Malaysian government and Malaysia Airlines to continue the search until the wreckage is found. And I think it will be eventually. Anyway, check it out. Dark Open Sky, available now. Amazon, Kindle, Barnes & Noble, BAM. And you can get it, of course, right there at www.authortommcauliffe.com. Hey, I promised you that we would, take one book every time from the entire catalog of 29. That's my new one. But here's one that I came out with about maybe 2 months ago. It's called Kill or Be Killed, The Amsterdam Affair. And it's about a jaded CIA assassin and contract agent who's basically thinks he's Frank Sinatra and is a frustrated lounge lizard. He's a singer and loves the old hits and the old American songbook. And this talks a little bit about he's trying to get out from the CIA, out from under, and this is his last contract, if you will. And he meets a young lady in Amazon, and so there's a little bit of romance. Kind of my first chance at romance. My first chance at romance. So this is kind of a geopolitical thriller, and I think you'll really enjoy it. I think that is basically my genre. Is there they go walking off into the sunset. Kill or Be Killed: The Amsterdam Affair, now available Amazon, Kindle. People ask me, where do you come up with your ideas? I was in U.S. Navy's Combat Camera Group, really kind of the last listed personnel ordered into it before it changed to the Atlantic Fleet Audiovisual Command, and had a chance to rub elbows with some pretty heavy people like Admiral John Poindexter, former chief of Naval Education, CNET in Pensacola. And I got in trouble for trying to date his daughter. Bad move. And John Poindexter, later went into, was the head of DARPA, Defense Advanced Weapons and Research stuff, DARPA, and then got into trouble with Oliver North in the basement of the White House during the Reagan administration with the Contras and all that jazz. So had a chance to kind of rub elbows with him and with government types. I have two friends, believe it or not, I do have friends. I have two friends that are with the agency or were with the agency. Now one is now retired, one's getting ready to retire. So, and I live right here in a community where we have a lot of special forces people. I'm right there by Herbert Field in Fort Walton Beach, Navarre, the Panhandle of Florida. That's where the Special Operations Command operationally operates out of Herbert Field there. And so I get a chance to talk with these guys over a beer and stuff and hear their stories and some pretty amazing stuff. So I try to be real accurate when I'm writing stories. And I believe in brevity. I don't believe in padding stuff. And people's time is busy. So they want you to get to the story and get into it and like that. So all of my books are pretty, well, I want to say 50,000 words, something like that, under 300 pages, paperback. Now, by the way, I want to mention all of my books are going to be on Apple audiobooks. I want to say about 30 or 40% of them already are, but the rest of them will be. They're working on them feverishly. And so if you prefer audiobooks, you can go and check out Dark Open Sky or Kill or Be Killed via Apple audiobooks. And that's kind of nice to do that when you're driving down the road and you can listen to a book. That's big time fun. So my ideas I get from real world stuff, and pseudo real world. I'm working on right now a book about Atlantis, and what its history was, and was there an Atlantis? If so, where is it? They have recently announced that they think that they have found the ruins off the coast of Spain, off of Cadiz, Spain. And other people have explored. Most people think that Atlantis was just off of the west coast of Africa, Gibraltar, just out right in there. In fact, some people say that the Gibraltar Strait led right into the round island of Atlantis, and that a seismic event occurred, and basically in one day, the entire island sank. It was very Venetian, a lot of canals and such like that. Some people say the Atlanteans were a very fierce and warlike race. Other people say that they were very peaceful and intellectual. Of course, Plato wrote about them extensively, a Greek philosopher, Plato. Some philosophers and scholars think that Plato was basically using Atlantis as a tool to illustrate concepts in government and such like that. But there's plenty of evidence with the Greeks and even the Mayan and the Aztec cultures. We see some similarities in the recovery of artifacts and such like that. So we're going to be exploring all that. And maybe what we'll do is come up with 3 or 4 different color cover concepts and let you vote on them. And that'd be good. We're going to give away, as soon as we start to get some viewers and such, we're going to be giving away some books and some ebooks and some audiobooks and some print books. We can't wait for our publisher partner aggregator, Draft2Digital, to allow us to start printing in color inside the books. We're basically forced to just have black and white in the books right now. But that's coming. And sometime between now, I guess, and the end of the year. And also hardcovers are coming and large print books. So if you could, send me an email, bookinfo@nextstopparadise.com. Tell me, what kind of books do you buy? Do you buy ebooks, audiobooks, print books? Which do you prefer? Anyway, I want to thank you so much. We're coming up. We try to keep these under 20 or 30 minutes. I look forward to hearing from you. Come visit me at authortommcauliff.com. And we'll see you right back here as we build this audience and build this channel, talking about books and exciting stuff like that. I'm in the process of building a studio at home. I'm basically in a brand new house. And one of my books is No Place Like Home, because I'm also a realtor. And it's a wonderful book if you've been thinking about buying a home of your own or investing in real estate. Check out that book, No Place Like Home, The No BS Guide to Real Estate, by yours truly. And anyway, so that'll be audio-wise, that'll be much, much better. Anyway, you make it a great day. Thanks for all your support. I really, really appreciate it. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.